your lead up to the event?
Lead up to the event was pretty much as bad as it can get. Broke my collarbone 6 weeks ago, got it operated on, got back on the bike, and then ended up getting some tendon problems in my opposite arm. So I think I pretty much had 4 days on the bike, 1 day testing, and yeah, it was pretty much probably one of my worst Hattah, you know, getting ready for it.
How about the prologue?
Prologue was good. You know, my first run through in the actual prologue was smooth, and yeah, I seemed to get through it clean. And then obviously the top 10 shootout, same again. I think I blew one corner, had one minor mistake, but majority of the time was pretty smooth, and yeah, ended up getting the top 10 win, top 10 shootout win. So that was definitely a positive to start off the line in first place today.
How about the race?
The race, yeah, that was probably one of the gnarliest Hattahs I've ever done, that's for sure. You know, up here when it gets this rain, you don't expect it to get as boggy as it did, especially in the sand. You'd more expect it to kind of soak in where it sat on top and then dug down real deep. So the race was definitely interesting. I got stuck a few times early on. I think it was second lap there, and lost a bit of time to Chucky, which was yeah, a bit of a bummer for me, and then I just kept charging and pushing further and getting closer and closer, and unfortunately he had a bike malfunction, and I know exactly where he comes from, where that's coming from. You know, like I had that problem last year, so I know how he'll be feeling now, that's for sure. So yeah, I mean, on my side of things, my race was pretty much as good as it could go with the conditions that we were dealing with, and the bike was unreal, and yeah, made sure we just got through it clean.
Yeah. And yeah, you ended up winning, so
yeah, getting the win. So yeah, I mean, couldn't have done it without my team. The KTM team, Nick, you know, like we haven't put in as much work as we'd like to before this event, but I mean, they definitely have on the you know, on the side that we don't really see. So yeah, a massive thanks to them guys for all the preparation they've done, and then also my physio John Park. Without him, I wouldn't have been on this start line. You know, had the crash in America there, and we flew home as soon as possible to get it operated on, which he got me straight into one of the best surgeons in the country, and then yeah, we went on from there, and had a bit of tendon problem, and worked with that, and did pretty much. We went out there today, and I was strapped up like a mummy. We had that much tape on the body just to make sure I could get through it, and yeah, we've come out on top. So this is probably one of the most emotional wins I think I've had, and just because the lead up before it, you know, and especially last year, losing it last year from a bike malfunction. I think being able to do it this year has definitely put a smile on my doll.
Excellent. What about next year?
Next year I'm looking forward to it. We've actually bought a property 2 hours south from here, which is identical to this property, which yeah, obviously we'll set up a Hattah style track, and hopefully, touch wood, next year we have no injuries, we're injury free, and can put a decent pre-season in and get ready for this event. Obviously this is one of the funnest events in the country, and I love racing it, and now to be a two-time champ here, I'm absolutely stoked. So yeah, that's the goal next year, is obviously come back a bit fitter and ready to go, and we'll see what happens.
How'd your preparation for the event go?
Yeah, it was good. I had 3 months leading into the Hattah this year. I did a lot of time on the bike with my team, and got it really dialed in, so come in 100%.
Yep. How'd the prologue go?
Prologue was a bit sketchy. It's a short track, real tight, so had to make up some time with the mistakes I did, so didn't quite go to plan, but second place on the start was good, so I was happy with that.
Yep. How about the race? Walk us through that.
Yeah, the race was going good. Got into lead after a few corners, and then yeah, just got clean air, and I was just doing my own thing, and then rain started coming in, and really started enjoying it and pulling the lead out. So I was real comfortable there and ready. I was really excited for the rest of the race until a bit of water or something got into the electricals and cut me out. So I was up about a minute and a half until that happened, and that was on the start of the 4th lap. So yeah, really shattering here from the team and myself. So I just want to thank the Husqvarna team for everything they've done for me in preparation for Hattah this year, and all my supporters around me as well. So it's a bit of a letdown, but yeah, unfortunately the fastest rider didn't win today.
Yeah.
Next year, come out guns blazing. I don't know what I finished, so yeah, yeah, just got to come out and go for the win again, and yeah, show everyone how fast I really am.
Up to the event.
Lead up was good. We had the whole team up here for the week before the event, and we done 2 days full testing with Tech, Steve Jones from Tech. He dialed us in, and Mark Sladdick, the mechanic, and our manager, he obviously dialed the engines and the whole chassis and everything else in. So lead up was good. There's not much more I could ask for.
How'd your prologue go?
Prologue was all right. We had a seeded prologue, ended up 7th. Wasn't too happy. I sort of shut it off in a couple of areas where I was unsure on and bits and pieces, but then in the shootout I come out swinging and ended up 5th. So started the race in 5th.
Yep. How'd the race go?
The race, it was crazy. The first lap wasn't as bad. It started raining a little bit, and I was like, yeah, whatever, a bit of rain. Sort of not the first time I've ridden in it. And the next minute it just did not stop raining, and the track just got that wet and rutted. So many riders on it. It was like the water was coming up from the bottom. It was just crazy. And even in the hard pack section, that was the scarier parts. Like the deep sand, it was okay, but just where the hard pack clay sort of areas were, straight line ruts that were swallowing bikes legit, like properly. These bikes stuck, and you had to just sort of dodge your way through, and everyone started making their own lines around it, and it got just so chaotic. But
how do you feel about your result?
it doesn't look that good on paper, but for what I was, sort of the cards that I was dealt with, the first lap I passed in the 4th, and I was in a really good area, no one in front of me, clear vision, track was perfect, like I was having good fun, and had a bit of a dune and no warning or nothing on it, and the dune went, the dune you go left, I went straight and hit a mound probably as high as I am standing, and over the handlebars, and massive stack, bent the subframe, bent the gear lever underneath the foot peg, was struggling to change gears, sort of limped it back into the pits. The boys worked real quick and fixed that problem, and straight back out there again, and then because it was so wet and muddy in the sand, just chewed out my brake pads like hell. I'm never usually heavy on my brakes, but yeah, no front or rear brakes for like pretty much 70% of the lap that was. Come back in, boys fix the brakes, back out again, clear vision, all that, stack it in the water everywhere, no goggles are all covered up, and it was just wild. Gloves are all wet. It was just all the factors of this crazy mud race that we just done, but I don't know, we'll see. Top 10 with all that happened is what it is. Move on.
How about next year? What's your plan for next year?
Yeah, next year just come back up here again, obviously. Good qualifying, and then who knows, if it's raining we'll be more prepared, but I think it sort of surprised everyone. But next year I'll be ready to top 5 it again, sort of thing. That's my goal, and win the class, or the 450 class. So yeah, that's all she wrote, really.
Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank pretty much just all the sponsors affiliated with the Penrite Honda Desert Racing team. The mechanic Mark Sladdick, suspension guru Steve Jones, Jason for coming up and lending a hand, Simpson as well for being another mechanic helping. Just it was good. We had all the boys all hands on deck when the bike come in, and they rectified the problem quick as hell. So they were stoked. They worked really well.
How was your lead up to the event?
Yeah, lead up to this race was good. I mean, put a fair bit of time on the 450, and I was looking forward to it. Yeah, it was a pretty good lead up, I thought.
How'd your prologue go?
Yeah, prologue went well. Prologue sort of determines where you start for the race, and it's important to make sure you get through clean. So I got through with 3rd in prologue, so I was happy with that. And I knew coming into today with rain on the forecast that was going to be essential to be up front. Yep.
How about the race? How'd it go? Sort of walk us through it.
Yeah, so the race was wild. I mean, first lap we took off, and I was just following for a bit, and then Milner made a mistake, and I got around him, and I was following Chucky for a bit there on the first lap, and then the rain hit, and from then on it was just a battle to the end to try and finish. Second and third lap were just chaos. The track turned to just slop, bog holes everywhere. So to get through was good.
How'd you end up finishing?
Yeah, so I ended up finishing 2nd. So pretty pumped with that. I mean, I've been 3rd the last 2 years in a row. So to improve on that and to win the 450 class is a good weekend for me.
Excellent. So what about next year as far as Hattah?
Yes, next year we'll see what bike I ride. I don't know. Yeah, aim is to always try and get better. So we'll try and improve on this year, and yeah, we'll see where it ends up.
Anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, massive thanks to the KDM Enduro team. My mechanic Geordie, he's been working hard on this 450 for me. So yeah, massive thanks to Choice Suspension for getting the bike dialed in as well. It was yeah, like I said, it's handling awesome out there in terrible condition.
How was your preparation leading up to the event?
Yeah, not too bad. We had a bit of time after Fink. We had sort of 4 weeks to get on the bike. So back on the 250, I've been racing a 450 or riding a 450 all year. So to jump back on a 250 last couple of weeks to get in the preparation here for Hattah. We come up here about a week ago and done quite a few days and suspension testing, getting all that sorted. Got the bikes going really good, so we were really happy there, in a good place. Didn't get the best prologue yesterday, ended up 24th, but all in all, it's actually my best prologue for here. So yeah, would have liked a few more positions up further, but wasn't too bad. We jumped into today, got out here. The conditions were pretty good yesterday, but they got a bit of rain here this morning on the way out here. I'm like, oh, we could deal with that, but then it just kept raining and raining, and we got going pretty good in the race. Got into first place there in class, then had a couple of little issues, goggles sort of, yeah, we burnt through a whole roll of film there. Just conditions were just crazy and getting roost, and being on the 250 the first lap there, just yeah, the 450 bigger bikes, they just eat me up and just fill me in. So yep. But all in all, we had a pretty good run. Had some issues last couple of laps. We lost the front and rear brakes, so we pushed through that as much as we could to keep riding. Ended up second in class. Yeah, all in all, could have been better. We were really hoping for first, but we'll come back next year and swing harder and do a bit more prep, and hopefully it won't be quite as wet next year and we can get the job done. So big thanks to Penrite Honda, all the guys here, the mechanics, all the crew, done an amazing job to get us out there and keep us going and finish. So thanks guys.
Had a really good week beforehand. We got the suspension sorted really quickly and the gearing. So we had really good preparation coming into it. I had a lot of confidence with the bike and as I was riding. So yeah, came into it really confident, which is what you need in this race.
How's your prologue?
Actually struggled. I suck at prologue and I'm starting to realise. It doesn't matter where it is either. I struggle a lot in prologue, but I got 111, so not too bad off the first row, but I mean we made it up in the race.
How'd your race go?
Yeah, really good. It started pouring during the race, which is always fun. The sand turned to soot, so it got real sketchy, but I held it out, didn't have many moments. Just tried to keep consistent and keep it upright and finish the race.
How'd you go?
I got 57th outright and first in the 252 stroke class, so I'm really stoked with that. I came back from 7th in class and obviously made up 50 or so spots from prologue, so I'm really happy.
Yep. How about next year?
We'll be probably going for the same class, 252 stroke, unless they decide to do the women's for 4 hours. Yeah, so that was the main reason why we entered a boys class this year, is to get an outright position. Obviously didn't go for the full 4 hours, but I mean, can't really help that. Mother Nature decided to let loose on us. So yeah, no, next year I'm definitely going for the 250 to back it up and see how we go.
Anyone you want to thank?
I'd like to thank massive thank you to my family and Siobhan, my sisters, everyone that helped me out this weekend. Got my pits pretty on point, besides me throwing goggles everywhere. Especially special thanks to the Sherco Australia team, Modal, Pirelli, my sponsors, Alpine Star, Chad's Off-Road for doing a heap of work with me the week before and on today. He helped out a heap and we got the suspension working awesome, so massive thanks to him. SK Designs and Geelong gym. Russ, my trainer's been training me non-stop all the last few months, so he got my fitness up real well, and I felt really good out there, so pretty happy.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I sort of had a bit of an off at Fink, and I had like 3 weeks off the bike, and then I got on just the week before Hattah and done some testing on Thursday, and yeah, I was really happy. Chad's off-road got the bike really good, and I only did what I needed to do and just saved myself for the race. So yeah.
How'd the prologue go?
Prologue was really good. Straight out of the box on the first run I come in 4th, but then the top 10 shootout I finished 6th, and that's my start position for the race. So yeah.
Yep. How'd the race go?
Yeah, the race was really good. I kind of wasn't quite on the pace first lap, but I hung in there pretty well. And yeah, once it all started raining and stuff, I don't know, I was just having a ball out there. I started having fun, and yeah, just kept on going. I kept pushing and still having fun and yelling out at people as we were going around, and then I wasn't sure what position I was in, but yeah, when we come in I was in 7th, so I was pretty happy with that.
Excellent. How about next year?
Yeah, next year, like this year, I really want to get on a podium outright, but I didn't have the best preparation this year. But next year, yeah, I want to do a bit better, so I'll be working a bit harder, and yeah, I should be able to get up there.
Excellent. Anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, just the Motor Pirelli Sherco team, the boys for everything they do, pitting it with the pits, and yeah, the family, and no, just the whole team. Thanks.
Yeah, coming into Hattah, this is my first time here, so didn't really know too much of what to expect. We just turned my motocross bike into a little bit of a desert racer, and it turned out to work the best for us.
How was the prologue?
Yeah, prologue yesterday was pretty good. I ended up going head-to-head with my main competition, Emma, and she was on the 450, so she got a little bit of a jump on me yesterday, but I ended up qualifying 2nd in class, and then we were 66 outright. Yeah, the race was pretty gnarly. I mean, the first lap was really good. The sand was quite good, and then the rain sort of just kept coming and coming, and it became a little bit more of survival rather than racing. But I just, lap by lap we got through it, and then eventually they called the race early, but we'd done our 4 laps anyways.
Yep. How about next year? Do you think you'll come back?
Yeah, I'm definitely keen to give a bit more of the high-speed desert stuff a go. It wasn't too much of that out there today, but I'm looking forward to trying to come back next year.
Anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, massive thanks to KTM Australia, all the boys, GK. Without them, I wouldn't have been able to go racing. They gave us everything we needed, and gave us a few tips and pointers to make the day possible. All my other sponsors, Pirelli, Fly, Asterix knee braces, City Boots, 92 Decals, Loose Kid Industries, and my partner Craig for all of his effort.